We don't know who they were. Their true story, maybe we never really listened to it. Football matches where the winner was killed. People sacrificed to the gods. A civilization sustained by rituals soaked in blood. And yet these people had never seen horses. They never knew iron. They never used the wheel. Most of them were barely 5 feet tall. And still, they managed to build one of the most magnificent civilizations in the entire history of humanity. Even today, they continue to astonish scientists, time and time again. We are not here to tell conspiracy theories, not legends, but the truth. These were the Maya. Right now, we are in the heart of the American continent. Before us stands one of the most perfect structures ever built by humankind. The Pyramid of Kukulkan, one of the new 7 wonders of the world. But this is not just a pyramid. It is a calendar made of stone. Each of its 4 sides has 91 steps. 4 sides, 364 steps. 1 day missing? No. At the top, there is one final platform. And that platform represents the 365th day of the year. Even more remarkable, the pyramid has 18 major terraces. They represent the Maya calendar system of 18 months. The Maya divided the year into 18 months. Each month had 20 days. That makes 360 days. The remaining 5 days were considered unlucky. 1,000 years ago, a civilization designed a structure that functioned as a temple, a calendar, and an astronomical instrument, using nothing but stone. The accuracy of this calendar is astonishing. It is said to be more precise than the Julian calendar of Rome. The difference between it and our modern calendar is measured in mere seconds per year. What truly set the Maya apart was this: they did not build their world by looking at the ground. They built it by looking at the sky. There was no single Maya empire. Instead, there were rival city-states. Each had its own king, its own dynasty, its own temples. But they all shared one thing: the sky. They closely observed the planets, especially Venus. They even created calendars based on Venus's movements. Their cities were aligned with constellations such as Orion and Draco. Where the brightest star appeared, the largest temple was built. Where the stars were dimmer, the common people lived. Even the roads were imagined as pathways between stars. Now comes a crucial detail. There were no horses. On this continent, no wheels, no pack animals. Transportation depended entirely on walking or running. The Maya turned this into an advantage. Royal messengers could run up to 50 kilometers a day. This allowed constant communication between cities. Some Maya cities had populations exceeding 100,000 people. Massive urban centers built entirely by human labor. Inside Maya palaces, there was another surprising detail: dwarfs. Among the Maya, dwarfs were considered sacred. They worked in palaces and temples. The king's dressing, grooming, and daily preparation were often handled by dwarfs. Some depictions even show them holding obsidian mirrors for the king. And now, a truly astonishing fact: the Maya are considered one of the first civilizations to practice dental implants. During rites of passage into adulthood, holes were drilled into the front teeth. Stones were placed inside them. This was not merely decorative. The plant-based compounds used helped preserve dental health. As a result, the Maya had some of the strongest teeth in the ancient world. Living in harmony with nature, the Maya even stitched wounds using human and animal hair. There was no iron, no modern tools, but there was knowledge. The Maya appearance terrified Europeans. Large ear ornaments, intentional scarification, flattened foreheads. In Maya society, crossed eyes and flat foreheads were signs of nobility. Babies' foreheads were bound with boards. Beads were hung in front of their eyes to encourage cross-eyed vision. The purpose was to see the hidden truths of the world more clearly. For years, the unusual shape of Maya skulls was linked to alien theories. In reality, the explanation is much simpler. It was a deliberate cultural tradition. Now we come to the darkest Maya ritual, an ancient ball court, 2 teams of 7 players, a rubber ball weighing 5 kilograms, no hands, no feet, only hips, shoulders, chest, and the rule was terrifying. The winner was killed. Yes, the winner. At the end of the match, the leader of the winning team was sacrificed to the gods. This was not a punishment. It was an honor. They believed the sacrificed would enter a higher existence. That is why players fought to win, with their lives on the line. But there was more than blood in this arena. There was science. From the king's viewing platform, a normal speaking voice could be heard. Throughout the entire court, this extraordinary acoustic system was created by embedding seashells and bones within the stone. A similar phenomenon exists at the pyramid of Kukulkan. When you clap your hands on one side of the pyramid, the echo returns as the call of a sacred bird, and the serpent-covered side of the pyramid. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, sunlight creates the illusion of a moving serpent descending the structure. This serpent is Kukulkan. But here is what is truly strange. In Maya texts, Kukulkan is not described as a serpent. He is described as a white-skinned human, a figure who lived among people, taught them civilization, and then returned to the sky. Some texts speak not of one being, but of many. This belief would later align, disturbingly, with the arrival of Europeans. The Maya believed time was cyclical, not linear, good and evil, night and day, life and death, all were part of an eternal cycle. The serpent god appeared during the equinox, then descended back into the underworld. This marked the beginning of the rainy season and the harvest. If the rains did not come, it was believed the gods demanded more sacrifices. Hearts were removed and offered. While still beating, some victims were thrown into sacred water sources. Even today, skeletons from these rituals continue to be discovered. However, Maya sacrifices were not mass killings, as often portrayed. The most common ritual was self-sacrifice, offering one's own blood as a form of spiritual purification. The mysterious crystal skulls, once attributed to the Maya, were later proven to be fakes, manufactured in Europe during the 19th and 20th centuries. The Maya used writing in daily life. They had nearly 800 glyphs. In their writing system, they used a base 20 numerical system. They could calculate enormous numbers and record dates reaching far into the past. Tragically, when the Spanish arrived, most Maya books were burned. This is one of the greatest reasons we struggle to fully understand them today. Maya society was centered around the family. There was no money. Trade was based on barter. Cacao beans were sometimes used as a unit of value. Crime rates were low. People spent most of their days working. The Maya built vast cities. Cities like Tikal reached populations of 120,000 people. Pyramids over 60 meters tall were constructed. And then, suddenly, these cities were abandoned. For a long time, no one knew why. Research now points to environmental collapse, polluted water sources, overpopulation, prolonged drought. Eventually, people were forced to leave. And through all of this, the Maya had no iron, no horses, no wheels. They broke stone by hand, dragged massive blocks, shaped them with obsidian blades. They built cities with mathematics and sheer human effort. But like all great civilizations, their end came. Drought, warfare, Aztec pressure, and finally, the Spanish. Millions of Maya were killed. Their culture was destroyed. Their wealth was taken to Europe. The white men they had awaited did arrive, but not as saviors, as their end. And now, the most important truth: the Maya did not disappear. Today, millions of Maya people still live across Central America. They speak their languages, preserve their culture, remember the gods of their ancestors. They carved time into stone. They built their world. By looking at the sky, they were the children of the jaguar. They were the Maya. If this story resonated with you, if exploring this side of history felt meaningful, you might consider subscribing to the channel. There are many more untold stories here, forgotten civilizations, moments where science and myth intersect, and the truly astonishing sides of human history. Let's continue discovering them together. See you in the next video.